Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 7 of Pokemon Evolution is titled The Show just dropped, and this is the story of the towers in Ecruteak City, specifically this one focusing on Lugia. Right off the bat, this is different from other episodes. This isn't focused on a person like the other episodes. All the prior episodes have been focused on people: Leon, Lily, Lysander, Anangetsis, Barry, May. Instead, the focus here is on lore and backstory. And just like how I talked about previously, when telling a story, you can make it interesting besides just a story. That's a huge plus, and this episode does that in spades. This episode is interesting because we're shown a bit around Ecruteak City before going backstage to a show from the Kimono Girls, and they make it pretty clear that what they're doing here is a performance. We see the crew getting ready backstage, we see the cast, and at the beginning of the episode, we see how they're starting to use Pokemon to aid the show. But the story really doesn't get visually interesting until the evolutions are brought in, and that's what really elevates this episode. As we're getting this, admittedly same story, yeah, have you ever noticed that Johto is such an interesting region, yet Ecruteak seems to be the only thing that ever gets focused? But anyways, even though we're getting the same story, it's the way they incorporate the art, the music, the dance, the Pokemon moves, and the storytelling really make it a fascinating watch. This story doesn't focus on the legendary dogs, thank goodness, and instead it knows that Lugia is the more interesting Pokemon here. If you watched any Johto series or played any of the Johto games, then you probably know how the story goes. There was once 2 towers in Ecruteak, one was taken over by Ho-Oh, one by Lugia. However, one day a storm came through and hit the brass tower with lightning, causing it to go on fire. Lugia then tried to put out the fire and summoned the rain to do so, and after that, it has lived underwater waiting for a trainer. Same story. But that said, as the story of how it left Ecruteak City comes to an end, it really does feel like you watched and witnessed this fantastic play, and I really like that direction. They could have easily gone the route of having the Kimono Girls talk and that just be background while having some flashbacks or something like that. Instead, it uses its environment and its location well, leading to an amazing experience for not only the fans in the story, but also at home. This is a phenomenal episode. If I had to nitpick anything, and I really mean nitpick, the animations in certain scenes seems to suffer a bit. It's nothing crazy, but when the camera's pulling forward or pulling back in certain scenes, the transition there isn't as smooth and you can really feel the choppiness. And also, they could have done with a bit more tracks for Johto. Johto has some of the best soundtrack in the series, so it's a shame we only got a few tracks used here. But besides that, this episode is phenomenal. If you haven't watched it already, what are you waiting for? Check it out and enjoy this theatrical experience. But anyways, that is it for my review of episode 7 of Evolutions. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. You can follow me on Twitter at PdGaming, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.